Hello, my name's Arthur and I'm a technical support at Tel Group. Today I'm going to be talking you through how to use our hosted telephony portal. To start with, browse to your domain. From here you'll be able to see the dashboard. This gives you a quick way of browsing to each of the menus at the side. I'm going to be talking you through how to access each of these menus and useful ways to use it. To start with, we'll go to Accounts, Extensions. From this page, you'll be able to see a list of your extensions, as well as the outbound number and name that they'll be using. Based on your description, you'll either have the room or the person using that extension. And the effective caller ID name is just whatever you want it to be displayed as when you call someone internally. To change these settings, click on the specific extension you require. Go down to the effective caller ID name, and this will change their caller ID internally. You can also change your outbound caller ID number here. The directive full name and the description is at the bottom. Next, we're going to go through creating other users. To do this, go to Accounts, select Users, and in the top right, click Add. From here, you'll be able to type in a username, followed by a password, confirm that same password. The user's email is also required, and the groups can be selected below. You will only be able to assign someone the access of either the same level or below. All of the fields that are required are going to be highlighted in bold, as you can see on the screen. Once done, just press Save. Next, we're going to go over numbers. To access a numbers menu, go to Dial Plan and Destinations. From here, it will show you a list of the numbers you have available, as well as some useful info, such as the description of the number, the actions is who the number points towards, and the destination, which is the number itself. To make changes to this number, hover over it and click on the number you require the changes to be made to. Typically, you'll be changing actions, which allows you to select from a range of options. Click the drop down and you can change the number to go directly to an extension, to a recording, to a ring group, a voicemail, as well as any other set of IVR menus or queue systems. One reason you may navigate to numbers is because of a fault on site. In a situation where you have no internet or another disaster has happened, you can change your number to an extension and press Save. On that extension, you can add a forward, like so, and say to go to a number that you require. Select Enable and Save. Now that the call forward's been saved, any calls that go in to this number will now be forwarded to the number that you provided. This is useful in case you still want to receive calls on a mobile on site whilst dealing with the fault. Now that you know how to make changes to the number, let's go through some options that you have available when the number's called. To make changes, go to Applications, and below are some options that you may want your number to be pointing towards. Most commonly used are ring groups or IVR menus, also known as auto attendants. To create a ring group, select Add, give your ring group a name, give your ring group an extension. Make sure that this doesn't clash with any of your other applications or extensions. Give your extension a greeting. This can be from recordings or from our preset sounds. And then enter your options below. For example, if I want to set calls to go to 1000, 1001, and 1002. And then if none of them answer, go to your timeout destination to set what happens here. Typically, this would be another voicemail. Then select Save. You'll notice you have the option to set delays and timeouts. What this does is puts a delay on the call coming in, and then how long after the call it takes to time out and go to your voicemail. In this case, extension 1000 will call for the full 30-second duration, as set below. Then after 10 seconds, 1001 will get the call for 20 seconds, at which point the call timeout will hit. If you wish to disable an extension, toggle it below. Otherwise, if you want to permanently remove it, click Delete and then Save. And this will remove the extension from the group. Now let's take a look at IVR menus, also known as interactive voice recordings or auto attendants. Go to Applications, IVR menus, and they'll be displayed on this page. To create a new one, select Add, give your IVR menu a name, an extension, make sure that this doesn't clash with any of your others, Give your IVR a greeting, usually done in recordings, and then select your options. In this case, we'll do 3 options, and then assign each one a destination. So for option 1, I want it to call extension 74. For option 2, I will assign it to the ring group that we've already recorded. And option 3, I'll give the option to go directly to an absence voicemail message. Once done, select save. If you want the IVR menu to repeat itself, go to exit action and select the IVR again, then select save. What you may want to happen is for the IVR to cancel and hang up after no one presses anything. If so, scroll down to hang up under dial plans. You can also set it to go directly to the ring group if no option's pressed, just in case your callers are confused as to where to go. Now let's look at some call logs, or in our case, call detail records. Go to Applications, Call Detail Records, and from here you'll see lots of options in which you'll be able to look for the dates of calls that were made on your system. In our example here, you can see some calls made across the month, the duration of those calls along the side, the caller destination, and the number called. To get specific details about the call, click into the call detail record that you need. From here you'll see the leg of the call, the status as to when it was answered or how it was hung up. On the side shows the start and end of the call, as well as the duration. The destination in our case is a lockdown, so you can see the time in which a lockdown was made. This also works for calls and other feature codes that you may have. To access the recordings that have been done for both your IVR or ring group, go to Applications, Recordings. Here you can see the recording that's been done via the handsets, or if you'd prefer to upload one, click Upload in the top right. Once uploaded, you can play the recording, you can download the recording so that you can listen to it or send it. You can also delete the recording by toggling it and select Delete at the top. You may want some troubleshooting steps that you can do from the portal. If so, some useful features are going to Extensions and using the lights along the left side of the extension. Those coloured red will be offline and those coloured green will be online. If you need the specific IP that it's registering from, go to Status and Registrations. This again will show you all of the extensions that are currently registered, as you can see here, extension 1003, 2 and 1. It also shows you the local IP that that extension is using to help you find out if it's on a different network from the rest. It also shows you some useful information such as the SIP port that it's using or not using. If left blank, like in these two cases, it will be port 5060 being used. It will also show you the protocol that the phone's using. In this case we can see UDP. These two are TCP. It also shows you the model number that extension is using in the agent section. You may want to do a remote reboot of the phone. To do so, click on the toggle button next to the registration and select Reboot and continue. That will bring the phone offline, and after refreshing you can see that that extension has been taken down. If you wish to boot someone off, select their extension and select Unregister. Now let's go through some time conditions. This allows you to set an automatic time in which the phones can and can't be used, as well as diverting it for a period of time. To set one up, go to Applications, Time Conditions, and then select Add. Then give your time condition a name, usually known as day, night, or holiday mode. Select the extension that you want to use, making sure it doesn't clash with any other extensions. Then in condition, you're going to select what type of time route you want to do. Normally, to set your opening and closing hours, you would select the day of the week and set your hours like so. For example, I want Monday to Friday, as those are our opening hours for the office. Then select the time of day that you want your programming to kick in between. For example, you may want a 9 AM start. Then select the programming that you want to kick in during these times. In this case, let's use our IVR menu. Then select Save. To apply that programming, go to Dial Plan, Destinations, select on the number, and change your actions to the time condition. Now we may want to set something up outside of those hours. For example, what happens after 5 PM or before 9 AM. This is dictated by the alternate destination. It's always good to set this up just in case there's any holes in your time conditions. In our case, we're going to set it to go to the main voicemail message. You may want to set a specific time in which the phones can't be used, for example at Christmas time. Go to your condition, select date and time, change the value to the times in which you don't want the phones to be available, and then the times in which you want the phones to kick back in to their normal routing. On the drop down, we'll select a recording that will have been customly made to say that we're closed during Christmas time. And then finally, amend the number at the bottom right so that it's lower than the time condition we did earlier. This is because the lower the number, the higher the precedent that the time condition takes. And so this programming will always take control over the one below it. And obviously we want this change to take place during Christmas. So during Christmas time, this is going to be the most prominent time condition. And remember to press save. Now let's navigate to voicemails. To do so, go to Applications, Voicemail. Shown below will be the personal voicemails, which will be the same as their extension numbers. These are automatically generated when we make a new extension for you. To disable them, just toggle true to false, and that personal voicemail will no longer kick in. To access the messages of the mailbox, click on the messages icon. This will show you the caller that called in, the length of time of their message, and the size of the message, as well as the date and time that the message was left. Select play to listen to the recording live, or download it so that you can send it to someone else. You may wish to enable voicemail to email. To do so, go to the mailbox, scroll down to mail to, and enter in the voicemail to email that you'd like to use. Make sure to send the attachment alongside it. To be able to listen to the audio file, make sure that you put audio file attachment, and make sure that keep local after email is set to true if you still want to listen to it through the handset. However, if you don't want to delete them through the handset and you'd rather just listen to your voicemails through the email, select false to automatically delete those voicemail messages. Then press save. You may wish to forward these messages to other users so that they can listen to them too. To do so, select the drop down next to forward destinations, and you can set all of these voicemail messages to be sent to one specific extension's personal mailbox or to another group voicemail box. Just select and add. To remove one from these forwarded destinations, just select the button next to the extension and select save.